Hey guys, today I'm going to do a really interesting thought experiment, and I'm going to teach you how to start to build an AI mindset. This video is going to take quite some time, but I think it's very worth watching if you are interested in this topic, and I think you could get a lot out of it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to build a custom survey tool, and I've chosen a use case as, is your organization ready for AI? So if you think about trying to work out, is your organization ready for AI, you're going to have to go out and gather some data, and you're going to have to ask a series of questions of the people in your organization, and then you're going to have to compile the results of that to understand what's the relative maturity or not for AI. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to write a prompt that would design a survey, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it into two groups. I'm going to split it into executives. The executives make decisions around doing things like transformative like this, but I also want to get the perspectives of the more junior people in the organization. So let's write a prompt. Now, the thing with prompt engineering is you really just want to write what you want it to think through. So let's say I'd like to conduct a survey of the executives and staff at an organization to assess their readiness to adopt artificial intelligence in their organization. I think users should be able to finish the survey in 10 minutes and provide their answers in long text form. I think you should ask a series of questions that assess readiness for AI amongst the executive, and those questions should be different to the questions we ask the staff. You should, however, craft the questions in a manner that will maximize the probability of learning the interdependencies between the views of the executive and the staff. Let's try that. So for this particular prompt, I've used, any AI model will do this, but I think for this particular one, O1 ChatGPT is probably the best. Okay, so the strategic vision, the barriers and risks, the talent and resources, the timeline and implementation. So we have 5 questions there. And in this case, we have 5 questions as well. Role specific, immediate challenges and concerns, openness to change, skills and needs, readiness and expectations. All right, so what I'll do is I will grab a new document. And what we'll do is we'll just grab that. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to build the survey to collect these two parts. So this is almost like the technical prompt, right? Let me just reduce that down. I would like to build an application that conducts a survey of executives, part A, and staff, part B, on their readiness to implement AI. The homepage should be professional and have a link to the executive survey on the left-hand side, and a link on the right to the staff survey. The questions I want you to implement are written below. Right. I would like you to capture every submission with a unique candidate number and the date and time and user type in a database. I would also like you to create an administrators area that provides an overview of the responses received, both qualitatively and quantitatively. I'd also like to be able to export results into a CSV file. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with that. Please make the application visually appealing and provide a light and dark mode, and use a colorful color scheme with a white background. Okay, so we're going to run that, and we're going to run this into Replit. Run this prompt. Start. I haven't added any AI to this or any of that other stuff yet. We're just going to build the structure. I might do that as like a second video. Okay, so the first thing it's done is it's created me a database. And it will no doubt configure that database to capture the information I need. It's just what it's doing. I want to stress here, I'm not a programmer. If you're not, you can do this too. So we wrote the prompt to get the questions. We wrote our own description of the application we wanted to write. And then we just brought that together and we typed it into the Replit, and now it's building the application. And you might think this is taking a long time, but if you were to download a professional survey tool like Typeform or one of those, there's a bit of time in getting that set up. You've got to get an account, you've got to configure it all, you've got to create all your questions, you've got to configure the SaaS application, whereas this is building it all from day one. I haven't added any AI to this at all. So this is just the tool to capture those spreadsheets for us. I'm actually hopeful. I didn't put anything on in terms of, here we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's actually broken it into sections for me. And the admin, okay. Can I please assign a secure username and password in the secrets area? All right. The admin password just got to make Okay, so I just put a short, simple password in there. Okay, so we're adding our security to the application. Now, I'll just say, can you please write a mock answer for each question and answer? So what I'm doing here is for both executives and staff, please just provide a question number and the answer neatly formatted for each. So when you build these kinds of things, you've got to, you might have to actually answer these things. So what I've done here is I've just created some mock examples for us. All right, now, so let's log in here. Okay, my username and password is QWERTY and QWERTY, but I'm going to delete this when I'm done. So when I add my username and password to get into the members area, it just shows a processing circle and does not render the page. Have you implemented the page yet? Okay, so it's this iterative approach. And it can review itself. So it works out what's going on. It knows if the code's there or not. But you just ask the question to prompt it because it might be trying to get to something that it forgot to do. Okay. So what I might do is this is the executive side. Interesting. When I go to answer the survey and at each step fill out the survey and press next to the next section, the content from the first page is present on the second and third page, and so on. So it's obviously got an issue where it's probably using the same component. Form, so it's a form state. So it really does help if you have programmed before, because you can pick up on the language. So next time you use that term, use form state, because it knows programming language. But if you generally describe what it is, it generally can pick it up pretty quickly. So I'll just go back and grab that one again. Okay. So now that, no, when I submitted the first question on the executive survey flow and moved to question 2, the answer from page 1 is still in the input text box. That needs to be clear. Be an effective survey. Yeah, it only has its own input field with no carryover content. I'm pretty confident this will fix this now. And sometimes this will just get this right, and other times it'll have little bugs like this. But you've just got to work your way through. Okay, it was only a pretty small change, that one. So we'll go back, we'll grab that. Okay, 1, good. Let's go 2, good. Let's go 3, good. Let's go 4, I'm glad I didn't do 10 of these. And then let's go 5. Oh, not sure what happened there. Interesting. I wonder how many questions. So I've got 1. Let's have a look. How do I wrap text? Format. Okay, the answers not all of the questions in the original specification are asked, and the answers are not populated fully into the results CSV. So you'll find this too, if you've got like a lot of questions or something, it just does the start of it and it doesn't, I think it just runs out of tokens. That's good. So you can sort of follow this along. So let's turn that prompt into that, which is quite good. So there should be 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I leave the page to fill in question 5 and come back, it's automatically routed me back to the home page. Why is this? Okay, so it's to do with the persistence of the page. Okay, so let's go again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay. So the last page, I am not getting a chance to submit the last page of the survey, it automatically routes back to the home page. Okay. There's another thing I just noticed there that I want to do. Okay. Let's go in now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 'Right, did it again. I did not have a chance to enter my response for question 5 of the executive survey before it rerouted me back to the home page. This is a bit of an annoying one, guys. I haven't seen this one before. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. When I submit question 4, it appears to be automatically submitting question 5 before there is any material put into the final page. Yes, I think there's a navigation issue. I think it was because when I first did it, all the questions weren't there. So I added an additional one, so it actually thinks it's submitting it straight after. Because remember, originally we had 5 questions and it only implemented 4, then it added the 5th one, but it probably didn't update the full structure. Okay, hopefully this has fixed it. Okay, 1. So that's right. 2. 3. Let's just... This is interesting. See what's happened. 2, 3, 4. No. You have built 5 input question pages, but your trigger to submit the survey is set to page 4. You need to alter it to 5 and make sure when 5 is submitted, all 5 are successfully written to the database. So you're saying the same thing over and over again. This is quite a slow one. All right. Very shocked if this doesn't work now, but can be temperamental. 2. Three. Let's pray. 3. And that will do it. 4. Submit the survey. Now we'll go and try the other one. Two. 3. 4. And 5. So we've submitted one of each. Now we'll log in. Okay. Okay, so I have submitted a whole bunch of surveys in all that stuff. Let's now implement on the admin dashboard. I would like to be able to click on a survey response and bring up a left-centered modal that gives us the data. Okay, so in the, what do we call it? On the admin dashboard, can you please make each survey response clickable to load up a left side modal that includes all the survey information neatly laid out with a backwards and forwards button to easily navigate between records, up and down, and a close button that is graphically appealing. So what we're going to do here is hopefully that'll add a bit of spice to our dashboard. It's called a chevron. There you go. Chevron left. What's the prompt? Survey modal. Start the pointer design system. So you can always have a look here and see what it thinks it's doing from your prompt. It's converted that into that, and then it's implementing So let's go in. Alright, so I can make that a bit better, but I'll leave it for now. So if I export that as a CSV, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to download that as a CSV, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for this one, I'm going to use Claude, because Claude seems to deal with, okay, can you please review the structure of this set of survey responses to the following questions. So if we go back, part A and part B, and I'd like you to propose a structure of a report that would capture all of the perceptions as per the original design prompt. Which was this one. Now that seems completely ridiculous. I don't think this is doing the right thing. Yeah, new. So, with that data, can you please ready me an insights report on the readiness to adopt AI from an executive point of view versus a staff point of view. Try to structure the report professionally and be as descriptive as possible. Okay. I don't know why this is coding, but there we go. Now, write this a little less mechanistically and tell a better, more rich story about what's going on in the organisation. Okay, so this is kind of like all your facts. Leadership team dialogue with itself. I think it's because all the answers are the same. Yeah, so I could do some more prompt engineering here to essentially write a better report. In a subsequent video, I actually might keep going on this, and I might show you how, rather than exporting this to a CSV, we could take all the survey responses in the database and get Google Gemini to look at that for us. And so what we would do is we would add a button, we would add the Google Gemini, we'd then make it aware of where all this data is, and then we'll write some prompts for it, and then the application would do the analysis on your behalf. But I think we've been going long enough for one video, so I'll stop it here. But as you can see, you can build some stuff really, really quickly. So check it out.